Welcome guys to another video here on the Man United Daily YouTube channel, and in this video I'm going to be talking about and reviewing United's match against Tottenham, which was the opener for the new Premier League campaign. And United, won 1-0 over Tottenham, and overall it was a good result, but I think the performance from both sides were a bit disappointing, I guess, because I think one, due to the really hot conditions and sunny conditions in Manchester that day, and obviously being a season opener, you're always going to expect that not all of the players are 100% match fit, and I think that showed during periods of the match where, close to half time and also in the last 15 minutes of the match, the pace of the game slowed down considerably. So that was to be expected. So I think the performance, like I said, nothing to really talk about. I mean, there was nice little bits of interplay, but like I said, the result is the most important thing. I'm sure you guys would take this performance and result over a great performance, and we came out of the game against Swansea on the wrong side of the result last season. So like I said, to get a win and begin on the front foot is always going to be the most important step of the new campaign, because it breathes confidence in a team, and a win always, like I said, breathes confidence and also just makes the players feel they are striving towards something that is, achievable and attainable this season. In this video I'm going to talk about and focus more on sort of like the new players, I guess, because like I said, it's not no one player was a standout player really. So to kick things off, and it was a surprise, I guess, in some ways, was that Sergio Romero made his debut for United. Louis van Gaal revealed on Friday that at his press conference that David De Gea would not be playing in this game because his focus wasn't right. And I could go on about this situation for another 10 minutes, but concentrate on Romero. I thought he did reasonably well. He did everything that was expected of him. He doesn't look to be sort of like exasperated by any situation. He doesn't look to be, sort of like scared by anything. In fact, he does look to be really, really casual in some ways. I mean, with his feet in the ball, it looks like he has all the time in the world to do things. So I think that's a good sign. He looks relaxed. I mean, that is to be expected, I guess, because he is 28. He's not a young keeper. He's played in the World Cup final. He's played in the Copa America finals. So he's not a kid, and he's very, very experienced on the biggest stage. So I guess in that regard, you wouldn't think that anything would faze him. But obviously his club form and his record at club level is a bit intriguing, because he has always been sort of like the number 2 at most of his clubs, despite being the number 1 for Argentina. So there's obviously some sort of questions in terms of his club performance, I guess, but again, he has thrived under Louis van Gaal at AZ Alkmaar, so they have a connection there. So I have no doubts that and trust that Louis van Gaal see Romero as a prime keeper to be in his system. So performance yesterday, I think 7 out of 10 would do him very, very nicely. I mean, clean sheet on your debut and made a couple of good saves will no doubt boost his confidence. And don't forget, he hasn't had a pre-season. I mean, he literally joined us on the US tour, had a week's training back in Manchester, and he was thrown in yesterday. So I thought he did reasonably well. Doesn't speak a word of English either, so that will get better, and I think the more he trains, the better he will become. Obviously, the situation is not ideal, especially given that De Gea is still at a club, but from what you read, from what it looks like, a deal will be sorted out with Madrid. I'm very disappointed that it has been dragged out for this long. I mean, we all knew that David De Gea wanted to go, so for his sake and for the club, he should have came out a long time ago and put his stamp on it and let the club know that he would push a transfer through, and we wouldn't be in this mess right now. But again, Romero, I thought he did reasonably well, and I think he's probably gonna continuing goal until any further changes in that regard. And then we have Matteo Darmian at right back. Again, I think was probably the standout player for me of the new signings. I mean, very comfortable at right back. His defensive work was outstanding. Didn't do too much going forward, I guess, but he's gonna improve that as well. Like I said, season opener, you don't expect team chemistry to be at its highest level, and I think playing the right hand side with, especially with Mata, who doesn't possess a lot of pace, Darmian will need to be providing the legs, if you like, to create the space for Mata to work and drift inside. But overall, I thought he's very solid defensively. A lot changed when Valencia came on to replace him once Darmian had cramp. So you can already see the positive impact that he has, enabling the more forward-thinking players to go ahead without thinking that they have to cover for a right back who doesn't have the tactical awareness of a defender, if you like. So Darmian, I thought he was very impressive, and good things to come from him, I believe. And then we have Morgan Schneiderlin, neat and tidy on the ball, and I thought he will be a big asset for us this summer. For the foreseeable future, as I say, because he provides the legs for the likes of Michael Carrick and Schweinsteiger to come in and dictate the play. And like I said, Schweinsteiger also had a couple, I think half an hour, I believe, and he dictated play, did some good things, and neat and tidy, similar like Schneiderlin. Nothing spectacular, but like I said, as their fitness will grow, their understanding with the whole system and philosophy will grow as well, so a lot more to look forward in that regard as well. So the big exciting player, I guess, was the debut of Memphis, who is now wearing the number 7 at United. But I think he did some good things. He tried, a couple of shots, right and left foot. Didn't come off in this occasion, but there's enough to suggest that he could form a very good partnership with Rooney in the number 10 role. Obviously, he's very versatile, so he can drift out to the right and left to provide that more pace on occasion. But I think from the look of it, Leo and Gal will enable him to play that number 10. He has the physicality to cope with the Premier League and to have bigger defensive holding midfielders to hold him off and create a bit of time for himself. So there's evidence that he's going to be a big player for us. But like I said, all of the players, especially those coming from another country, another league, will need that bit of a longer period in order to settling into both the Premier League and also just the lifestyle. And there's no guarantees, with big buys like we have all seen with Angel Di Maria. But I think Memphis, he has the work ethic and the understanding of Lou Van Gaal in order to succeed at the club. And that number 7, I don't think he's gonna be a player who's daunted by it. He looks and thrive under it. So I think there's enough to suggest that he's gonna be a big player for us in the future. And this season, he could be and provide us with a good amount of goals and assists, but I think it's going to be the next season where we're going to see the true Memphis, where he has settled down and really integrate himself within the club. So that's my sort of overview of everything that happened yesterday. I mean, I'll focus on the 5 new players. Like I said, the match was a bit of a static one in terms of both clubs. I think at times playing very similar philosophies, pressing high, and so that led to sort of like a cancelling out of each other in some ways. But I'm delighted that United got a win. The goal was a bit fortunate. It's a good build-up play, but Rooney really should have tucked it in first time. But nevertheless, a win's a win. Kyle Walker own goal or not, 3 points, and we've began the league in a lot better fashion than we did last season, where that first sort of like 2.5 months really knocked us back, filling with the different systems, etc. So this season we've seemed to have settled on a 4-2-3-1 or 4-3-3 if you like system, and I think that's going to be staying for a little while. Obviously we're going to have 1 or 2 more signings, I believe. Pedro being mentioned as the most imminent, and then perhaps another marquee signing after that. So that could be an interesting dynamic change in the group. Obviously, Daley Blind started at centre half. I would like to see a centre half coming in, but there's not many about who would, I think, improve us. The obvious one that we mentioned is Otamendi, but it doesn't seem to be one that Lewandowski is actually wanting, because all the British press all denying the interest. So it would seem that one to be false rumours. So Daley Blind, very, very good on the ball. I thought he did really, really well yesterday, but against some bigger strikers, and especially in the air, I do sort of wince a bit, because we all know that he's a fantastic player of the ball, but physically probably not the best, and you don't have to be the tallest to be the best centre backs, but he doesn't. Perhaps that is an aspect of this game where he can improve upon, but there's still plenty of work to do for United, but it was an encouraging start to the season. That wraps up another video here on the Man United Daily YouTube channel. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, comment below on any of the stories mentioned, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. And also, if you want to keep to be updated with the latest videos, please subscribe to the channel for more content. You can check me out as well on Twitter at ManUnitedDaily, or visit the website at ManUnitedDaily.com. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.